Let's go over a little segment called the closing funnel. Now, you heard me say when a customer, the idea behind your presentation is to get people to look at one of the choices and make a choice. It's not about you and me arguing and doing objections, right? The point of the call is not me trying to argue with you about things. Whatever we're talking about is something on this piece of paper. So the closing funnel is getting people to come to grips with a degree of a decision, not even a full decision, just to some degree, which one of the 6 things they like the best. You're going to find that many customers, even though you have 6 solid choices here, are going to say, I like the 3rd one, but I like that service package you have in the top one. Can I do the 3rd one, but give me the 5-year service package with that too? Right? You might see that. You also might see people say, give me the 5th one, the 5th one from the top. I'll take almost the bottom option, but I do want the 5-year filter package. I like that idea. What would that cost? So they're going to want to wheel and deal, but instead of wheeling and dealing by lowering the price, they're going to wheel and deal by taking different parts of your presentation and wanting to move them around. Is that okay by me and okay by you to do that? Is it a good sign that a customer takes your presentation and wants to play with it and move some of the parts around in it? Man, this is you got a great job. You got a great thing going on here right now with this customer. That means he's in now. You're going to buy something. Just how are we going to maneuver stuff around to get what I want here now? Because you're showing them something you like in every one of these 6 options, but he may not like the price of the top one. He may like the price of the bottom one, but he may like some of the components of the top one. He may say something like, do this bottom one here, but give me a 5-year filter package. And you got to be able to think quick. What did the 5-year filter package cost? If it was like $90 a year, then that would be 9 times $540, right? So it would be, sure, John, I can do that. So instead of $1,500 for that one, it would be $2,040. What should we do? Again, don't forget, what should we do? Once you give those prices to somebody and you keep starting to negotiate or you're starting to get in this closing funnel, it's important at the end of the closing funnel, the 4 words are always what? Drop the hammer. Drop the hammer every time. There's no screwing around. So what does a closing funnel sound like? The closing funnel is just as simple as getting people to kind of conceptually make a choice. Doesn't even got to be a real choice. Like you're not solid on the choice. So you're looking at 6 things and you say something like, John, grab the mic, would you please? So John, you're looking at 6 different options and you say, Joe, I'm just not sure. I'm a little confused. How's that make sense? People looking at 6 things, you might get the confused guy. Go ahead, John. Tell me you're a little confused.
Joe, I'm looking at your proposal here, and I'm just a little confused.
Well, John, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry to hear you confused, and it can be confusing. It's a situation with a lot of services and a lot of things I'm offering here. Do me a favor, John. The top option is more permanent, and it's obviously a little more higher investment. The bottom option is more economical. Well, how do you normally buy things? More economical or more premium? How you usually do it?
More premium.
The top 2?
Yeah.
Well, so what should we do?
Let's go with the premium.
The very top one or the second one?
The top one.
All right, you got the cheaper options, John. You understand that, right?
No, yeah.
You want to go? Which one do you want to do then?
Premium.
All right, check or credit card. That's a closing funnel. What happened is that I just got him to tip into how do you normally buy things? How do you normally see yourself doing these type of things? Well, I usually go with more premium, like the top 2. I kind of helped him with a choice on that one a little bit. So the top 2? Yeah, like the top 2. All right, so what should we do? He's down to picking 1 or 2 now. Why do we have 6 options instead of just a million different options or 3 options? Here's why. As Americans, we love to compare things, don't we? We don't just like to buy something that has no competition to it. We even have a law against it. It's monopoly laws, right? We aren't supposed to have a monopoly where you just own the whole market on something. So we love to have that competition. You know, back in the old days, you used to have things called gas wars. Now, of course, all the oil companies have consolidated, and if you see the price raise 5 cents in one part of town, it'll probably raise 5 cents about 20 minutes later in the other part of town, right? But we don't like that, do we? Do we like businesses that sell to us like that, where they kind of monopolize the thing? We like to have different comparisons and different things. So here's what we got. We have 2 premium ones, 2 mid-range ones, and 2 bottom-end ones, right? We're trying to force a comparison between, first of all, make your first decision. Are you a premium buyer? Are you a mid-range buyer? Are you a low-end buyer? Would you agree that's a fair way to look at it? That you yourself, go ahead, real quick. Let's do a quick straw poll. Start with Tom over here. Tom, premium buyer, mid-range, or economical? How do you normally go?
Premium.
How do you usually go? You're more a mid-range guy? What are you, John?
Mid-range.
Be honest with us. What?
Premium.
Premium? You're a premium buyer? Oh, okay.
Mid-range.
You're a mid-range guy? What do you think?
Mid-range. Premium.
Premium? There's no economical buyers here? Nobody who's like looking for a deal, shopping for a deal all the time? You travel 3 or 4 times to different places looking around? You don't got time for that? Just want to get it done, right? Get it over with. You find it, you buy it, and that's it. You guys know, all you guys in this room, because there's no economical buyers here, you all know that sometimes you pay too much for something. You're willing to say that, but you're willing to say that, you know what? I'm not worried about how much I pay. I got to make more money then. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to I'm willing to pay. I'm a premium buyer myself right now. I got to admit, back in the old days, I used to be a cheap buyer, not even economical. Like I'd make my own thing. Like when I was a kid, so I couldn't afford to buy a go-kart. I had to make my own. Like I took a grass cutter and took an engine and turned it into a Frankenstein and made my own go-kart out of a grass cutter. Of course, I almost burned my hair off because the thing started on fire. But that's how I rolled, because I didn't have the money, right? Once I got more successful, I find myself buying premium services all the time now. I buy shoes that are more expensive than they should be because I got a lifetime warranty on them and they feel comfortable, and I deserve it, right? The reason why you're that kind of a buyer is because there's a logical reason to it, or just because you deserve it. You work too hard. You're something about yourself. Do you feel good enough about yourself where you deserve this? What is it? Is it a logical thing why you buy something better? There's logic to it. What's the emotional component of it? Why are you a premium buyer, Tom?
Because I want the best. I deserve the best.
You deserve the best. How about you, Quentin? What's the reason why you're a mid-range kind of buyer? You ever analyze yourself? Premium's too good? What about the premium stuff? Why don't you go? Huh? Like if you go to like your hunting gear? Oh, that's okay. But if you want something for like something for your wife's car?
Well,
she's not here, Quentin. Don't worry. You can tell us the truth. You can tell us the truth now. You can tell us the truth. We won't show her the DVDs. That's okay. And John, why are you a mid-range buyer? You know?
I think it's logical for most things, but there are probably exceptions for the premium.
Is a shortcut sometimes you go premium? What about you?
that's the way I grew up.
You always try and treat yourself, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Mara? What's the thing? What's the reason?
Usually most items are the best value for the dollar. Usually in the mid-range.
Somewhere in the mid-range for yourself? You got good value. You're concerned about value still.
Premium, no.
Every now and then you go premium, sometimes you go there. Do you ever go cheap anymore, like buy the Chinese tools or flea market tools?
No, because the time I waste to go buy them is where they last. Usually waste my time.
So you know that. You know the cheapest stuff is not going to last. How about you?
Yeah, same thing, yeah, especially like with tools or anything like that. It doesn't last. You expect it to break or not work.
David, what about your?
I just like nice stuff.
Just like nice stuff. That's it. That's just because he likes it. There's no logical reason really to it. There's a sense of logic. Like if I buy the best stuff, logically it won't break down. I can just buy it once and own it forever. That's a pretty good logical conclusion to that. So there's logic behind the two, but mainly it's an emotional trigger. The logic we try to put together. We try and strand the logic together to make my emotional decision, make it worth. So talk about the closing funnel. What it really comes down to is making a choice and then getting people to examine that choice. And once they make that choice, they're in the funnel. It's pretty much going to happen. What does the closing funnel sound like? Here's what it sounds like. Everybody just tell me, just make a choice. Here we go. Mike, pick up the microphone for a second. So I'm going to say to you, Mike, if I had to say which of these options, if you had to pick one option, which one would it be?
The premium option.
Mike, why do you like that one so much?
It's got everything that I want.
All right, so what should we do?
Let's get it done.
Now, I got the cheaper options. You know that, right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm interested in the premium one, though.
All right, so check or credit card.
Check.
That's how the funnel sounds like. Go ahead and ask me a question, Quentin. Pick up the mic and ask me a question about, Joe, tell me about that second option.
Joe, tell me about the second option.
Well, that's a good option, Quentin. What do you like about it so much?
I like that it's got the warranties and all the maintenance that I wanted.
Sure, so what should we do?
Let's go with that one.
All right, you got the cheaper ones,
No, I don't.
Check or credit card. What else could you? Joe, does that second option have, ask me, Joe, what's the brand name of that, have Morrow say it. Joe, what's the brand name of that third option?
Joe, what's the brand name of that third option?
Well, Morrow, that's an interesting question. Can I ask you a question, though, first?
Sure.
What do you like about the third option so much? What's so good about that one?
Well, I like some of the warranties and some of the guarantees that are given on there.
Mm-hmm. And so anything else? That's pretty much it. I got the cheaper ones,
Yeah, I know, but I'd like to know more about that one.
All right, so what should we do?
Well, why don't we just do it?
That's it. It might be like that. He might say, well, Joe, I like to know more about the brand name. I still like the brand name, right? So it's kind of an objection right now, right? Because the owner getting to brand name about this thing, how do I know if the brand name is something that's going to be he's going to like or not? Right? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but let's try it. Here's what it sounds like. So go, Joe, press me on the brand name a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really liking that one. It just, what kind of brand name is it? That's
Well,
all.
let me ask you a question, Maura. What brands have you heard of?
Well, I've heard of Carrier and all over the TV and Lennox and, you know.
Well, what have you heard of those brands?
Well, it's what you hear on TV. That's all. If it's true or not, I'm not
Have you
sure.
heard them ever say anything bad about themselves?
Oh, no.
So let me ask you a question. 99% of this thing we're doing here is the way I install the equipment, the way I put the stuff in. The brand name just kind of comes along with the thing. Actually, this is our signature series, the one the owner has chosen to be one of our best products. Do you think we would choose a product that would be our signature series, that would be a substandard product?
Oh, no, not with the warranties. I guess they're going to stand behind it.
So what should we do?
All right, yeah, let's do that.
That's it, pretty much. You know, just go with that. Make up your own brand name, which could be a signature series, right? I don't want to get too far into that, but the closing funnel is getting you to make that choice, asking you what you like about it, and then coming to a conclusion. What should we do? All right, Deb, so what should we do?
Well, Joe, I'd really like to think about it.
Hey, it is a lot to think about, Deb. I mean, this is a large decision to make. Take your time. I got plenty of time to think about it. What should we do?
Well, what if I call you next week?
Well, sure. Hey, you know what? Putting things out till next week, it's always an option. I mean, I wouldn't ever begrudge you that. But let me ask you a question. When I first got here, you told me you want to get the job done right away, right? And I mean, I do have 6 different ones. Which one are you looking at here that appeals to you the most?
Well, I like the second one, but I'd like to talk to my husband about it.
Well, yeah, I can understand. I mean, your husband, he sounds like a great guy. Mike sounds like a great guy, and he's a busy guy working every day, and for a living. And let's face it, getting his opinion would be a thing to do. But how long have you been married for, Deb?
Almost 30 years.
30 years. Well, congratulations. 30 years today is like 50 years back in the old days. That's a great accomplishment. Knowing Mike for 30 years, how would he normally buy things? He would go to the more premium way or more economical?
Well,
how would he do?
he would definitely go the cheaper route.
He would? And how would you normally buy things?
Well, I would like to get the best. I like quality, and
So he would go cheaper, you go better?
yes.
So who usually wins that little tug of war?
Well, I usually do.
You do?
Yes.
Well, so what should we do?
Well, do you think you can lower the price a little bit? I did talk to some other people, and I was able to get it, for a lot less. And your price is $12,000, and they were offering me $4,000. And
Oh my goodness! Well, you know what? I can certainly understand. We're all trying to save money, especially with the economy the way it is. Isn't it true that we're all trying to save money and trying to do the best we can for each buck we spend? But let me ask you a question, Deb. When's the last time you ever bought the highest quality service and the highest quality product, and the price was ever the cheapest?
never.
So what should we do?
Well, I don't know. I like the second one. I was just thinking maybe my uncle could do it for cheaper, but he's way up in Michigan, and I don't know if I can get him down here. And
Well, I understand. Hey, listen, your uncle sounds like a great guy, and I'm glad you have a resource like him. I mean, it's great to have a family member like that. But Deb, what is it like when you call a family member? If your uncle were to do it, what would happen if later on there was a problem with you? And what would happen then? He's up in Michigan.
yeah, that would be a problem.
So what should we do?
I don't know. Maybe I can get some other prices.
From other plumbers and stuff like that around here? Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're right. For instance, let me ask you a question. I've got 6 different options, like 6 different plumbers would quote you these different things here. So, what am I missing in my options that you're looking for them to provide that I haven't provided yet?
Well, nothing, Joe. It looks very good, but I'm just trying to keep the costs down and go with that.
So what should we do?
Well, you know what? Let's go with the second one.
Are you sure? Because you sound like you really wanted to go with the cheaper ones. Like that was really important to go cheaper on these things.
No, I think I really want to go with the better one. Let's go with number 2.
Okay, check or credit card?
Credit card.
Okay, good.